Hey YouTube and my YouTube family. Yeah, it's me, it's your girl Purple, coming to you with another video. And I just want to talk quickly about a mother's love. But first off, y'all know I've been over here with my oldest son and my daughter-in-law. And as many of you know, my oldest son went into renal failure. And he has started dialysis. He started his first dialysis this past Wednesday at home. This is the machine. That's his dialysis machine. I'm gonna walk over to the guest room where they house me at. They house me at. And show you all the supplies, the boxes. More are coming, you guys. More. These boxes are the solution that actually goes on the machine. They sent us four boxes of gloves because we couldn't find any. This is called a cassette. This is what hooks up to the dialysis machine. And he do dialysis every night. Just before he goes to bed, he do dialysis. He hook himself up, and it starts. It starts, and peritoneal. The peritoneal. Excuse me, y'all. Oh, they got this high table, child, and I'm short, and it ain't made for short folk. It ain't, because it take me forever to get up here. But peritoneal dialysis is where they put a catheter through. His catheter is through his stomach. It goes directly into his kidneys, compared to the hemodialysis, where that cleans the blood. And that one is much harder on you, on the body, period, taking that. So he started doing his dialysis himself. I help him. Yeah, I help him. Me and my daughter-in-law help him, But, in a week or two, it'll be Mother's Day. And, we as mothers go through a lot. Not only do we go through a lot, we wear many hats. We the teachers, we the encouragers, we the nurse, we the doctor, we the cook, the waiter. We do it all for our children. And mothers, and let me not exclude fathers, because you got some fathers that's doing big things around here for their children. And you got fathers stepping up to the plate, being a mother and a father. And then you got mothers being mothers and fathers, a mother and the father, But y'all, have this been difficult for me? Yes. Have I been angry? Yes. Discouraged? Yes. Have my faith been weak? Yes. Yes. All of that. Because I'm human. And even though I'm a believer, I'm more spiritual than I am religious. I'm spiritual. I'm a spiritual being. I'm spiritual. And being spiritual is just meaning that you know God for yourself, and it's the relationship that you have with God. Okay? So, I've been discouraged. I cried many nights after getting the news that he was going to be on dialysis. Yeah, my mind went all over the place, but I had to quickly get a grip on myself because my child needed me. That grown man needed me to be his mother, the encourager, to encourage him, to encourage my daughter-in-law. And right now they're gone to Kima. Here in Texas, it's crawfish season. So they went to get the crawfish because we're going to my daughter-in-law parents' house for the crawfish boil. And I'm not a lover of crawfish, but I eat them here and there. But I'm not a lover of them. My family love them because they from Louisiana. Yeah. So back to a mother's love, and I don't think Mother's Day should just be celebrated that one day, because mothers are at work 365 days a whole year. We stay at work. We stay on that time clock. And being a mother is a hard job. And I hear people, people say that it's hard being a mother to girls than it is boys. I don't know about that. Y'all let me know down there in the comment section, because I don't know nothing about that, because all I got is 2 boys. And I don't know about that. I just don't. Because raising children, period, is a whole job within themselves. When you have to work every day to make sure that the bills are paid, that they have what they need. And I can assure you, me and their father made many sacrifices for them to make sure that they had what they needed. And y'all even hear me say that even when the youngest one went off to college, I didn't know how I was going to get him through school, but I made it. And when I look back over my life and everything that I've been through, I'm still here. And with my son going through what he's going through as a mother, I'm sitting up in their house. I ain't been home. I ain't been home. I've been over here, I know, a good month or two. And I think I done got on their nerves. Because I'm around here, child, thinking that this house is mine. And the other day I had to get a grip and say, child, go sit your behind down. Your name ain't on this mortgage. Your name ain't on no light bill over here. You ain't paying for nothing. You got nerve enough to be up in here trying to tell people what to do in their own house. Yeah, and they always tell me, that I'm overbearing. And I always tell them, when you get your children, you understand. By and by. But I thank God that they turned out to be two wonderful young men. And my daughter-in-law, she's spoiled rotten. Yes, she is. Yeah. He spoiled her rotten. But mothers we take a lot of hits, a lot of blows. And this is a blow for me. And right now, it's just getting him to open up, to really talk about how he feels, because I don't want him to slip into depression. I don't even want him to beat himself up about not doing what he was supposed to be doing. You understand? So, I've been over here trying to make sure that these two young people are okay. But the more I watched them, the more I understood them. Because you all know that, I told y'all that they dated in college, they dated once they graduated college, they both got them a job, good jobs, and they were still dating. He was still living at home. My youngest was off in college. And their dad had passed. And I went back to work, because I had to pay bills. I had to make sure my youngest one was getting what he needed, and he was away in college. And but this young man here, he stood by his mom. He stood right there with me. And when we kept bothering them about when they were going to get married. So finally they got engaged and they got married. And they like two wonder twins. They a power couple to be reckoned with. And like I told my son, even though you're going through this physically, we're all going through this mentally with you. You're not going through this thing alone, And that's what mothers do. You understand? Mother's love is unconditional in spite of what our children does. because we want the best for our children. And, for me, it's like my hands are tied together because I can't fix it. I can't fix it, like I'm so used to doing. And I know you all understand that as being a mother. We try to fix, we try to comfort, when our children are hurting. And that's my biggest thing right now, is trying to get him to talk to mom. Really, really talk to me. Like what he's thinking, how he's feeling, And so most of the time, once he hook himself up to his machine, I'm going to have to turn on some light here. Oh, God, y'all, that mean I got to get up and walk. It's, getting him to talk. And if you don't want to talk to me, it's okay. He have a whole wife that that he could confide in, and I don't interfere. That's one thing I don't do. I don't interfere in their business. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. And, just trying to get him right now to really speak how he feels, because I don't want him to, I don't want him to get depressed. And I know that he probably suffer with a little depression, and I'm kind of understanding of that. But I don't want it to take hold to him. And with this COVID going on, you really can't go into the hospitals, because when he went in and had that cath put in, they had told us that, I could be there, me and my daughter-in-law, with him, but no one else can. Child, well, when that COVID-19 hit, because, see, they didn't shut Houston down until the 23rd. That's when they shut us down. But, he had his surgery on the 24th, And so my daughter-in-law ended up going with him, which I was okay with that, because, again, that's his wife, And, I have to constantly tell him that, she loves you. She loves you more than anything in this world. And I know you do too. And you're going to have to open up to her when you're not feeling well, when you feel overwhelmed, when, you're not feeling good, at all, And so that's the struggle now, and me. Me. I always go in there and ask him a penny for your thought, because I really want him to, talk to me like they talk to me about anything else. And I think he kind of, I think he is disappointed in himself, And I have to always tell him that, you're blessed, because you got to think about it. People have lost their jobs. You and Brittany still have yours. You all considered essential workers. So, And y'all will forever have a job, And I said, son, you can't focus in on the negative. You can't, you got to talk about, if you're not feeling well today, you gotta be able to open up. So y'all, I'm praying, and I don't have no choice at this point but to lean on God, but to trust God that my youngest son is that ram in the bush for the oldest. And I got to trust God to know that everything is going to be okay. And I want you mothers who might not have a perfect relationship with your son or daughter, please, I beg of you to open that line of communication some kind of way. Because you wouldn't want to hear that your child is ill. You don't want to hear that news. You don't want to hear the news that someone has killed your child. My boys ain't always been perfect, and neither have I or their father. But that hasn't stopped me. And I'm pretty sure it hasn't stopped a whole lot of mothers from being there for your children. Even when they grown. Our mothering don't cut off. And just like our love is unconditional, don't you know Christ loved us unconditional? Even when he tells us to go right, we go left. Yeah, we do. And I think this is a time for, us to be, for my children to be really prayerful. Even though I'm an interceder, I pray for others. Even though I intercede for others. At some point, my son them are going to have to pray as well. That's our only line between us and God is prayer. And prayer is powerful. Prayer changes things. Amen. So I just want to come up here and tell you about a mother's love. We don't stop loving. We don't stop caring, even after they are no longer under our roof. Even when they didn't make the decisions that we thought would be best for them. We still love them. So if you hear this video and you really ain't got no relationship with your son or daughter, mother, father, y'all get that relationship. Get it together. Somebody got to be the bigger person to pick up the phone and say hello. And when you say hello, tell them how much you love them. Don't even go back to whatever the situation where is that, it kind of split y'all relationship. At this point, that everything going on in the world, that's your least worries. Just call them and say, hey, I just wanted to tell you I love you. And I was thinking about you. And go on from there. Fix it. Make it better. Because when they're gone, you ain't gonna be able to tell them that. Because they ain't gonna be able to hear you. And I refused to do that. And I can guarantee you that my children ain't always did like me and their father asked them to do. They ain't always been good children. But I've always, told them. I always talk to them. You might not understand it right now, but you will by and by. Just like I tell them about me, because they always tell me, Mom, you still think of us as little bitty boys. And I said, and we're grown men, but you still treat us like we little. And I'm like, you'll always be my little boys. And they will. And I always tell them that at some point in your life, and I hope, I would tell them, I hope it's sooner than later, that you understand what your father and I has been trying to tell you. Been trying to get you to understand. Get them to understand. And now their father has gone on. This past March the 21st, made 10 years that my husband, their father, has been gone. I was married to him when he passed 28 years. 28 years. So, love on your children. Continue to love on them. Right or wrong. You got to take the bitter with the sweet. That's what makes us awesome mothers. That's what makes us such a wonderful, beautiful, understanding mother. You know, I'm always glad we have a little time to spend together. And as always, y'all stay blessed and not stressed. And y'all know I'm always sending y'all my love all the way from Houston, Texas. If you like what Miss Rochelle is doing on her channel, why don't you just go ahead and hit that subscribe? And right next to it, hit that bell. So whenever Miss Rochelle go live or upload a video, you'll get the notification. And y'all continue to pray for me as I continue to pray for y'all. Y'all please be safe and be blessed. Bye.